Let's say I give you the function q of r, where r is the dependent variable, and that is equal to 2r cubed plus 5r squared minus 6. And I want you to do two things. First, I want you to find cube of -3, and for b, I want you to find the value of q when r is equal to 2. And for these two processes, you do different things. So let's do a first. So note that q of -3 doesn't mean q of r times -3. What this notation means is that for every r you see in this equation right here, you replace with -3. So since q of r is equal to 2r cubed plus 5r squared minus 6, for every single r you see, these two right here, you want to replace with -3. So let's do that. So q of -3 is going to be 2 times -3 cubed, since it was r cubed, plus 5 times -3 squared, since the second term had an r squared, and then minus 6. So now let's simplify it. This becomes 2 times -3 cubed. And remember, if you have a, b to any power, so squared or a, b cubed, the cube only refers to the term immediately before it, unless it's in parentheses. So this cube is only for the -3. It doesn't affect the 2 at all. So -3 cubed is -3 multiplied by itself 3 times, which gives us -27 plus 5. Again, the square only affects the -3, so we have -3 times -3, which is 9, then minus 6. So simplifying, 2 times -27 is -54, plus 9 times 5 is 45, minus 6, and then adding these together, these give -15. So the value of q at -3 is equal to -15. So that was part A. Now part B wants you to find the value of q when r is equal to 2. So notice that what it's asking you for part B is sort of the same thing for part A. It wants you to find, for B, it wants you to pretty much evaluate q of 2, which is the value of q when r is equal to 2. So as it turns out, A and B are pretty much just using the same method, but with different numbers. So in this case, you take q of r, which, to remind you, it's 2r cubed plus 5r squared minus 6. And now, for every r you see, before we replace it with -3, this time we're just going to replace it by 2. So q of 2 is going to be 2 times 2 cubed plus 5 times 2 squared minus 6. Right? Same thing as we did before, we just replace it with a different number. So now let's evaluate. This becomes 2 times 2 cubed, which is 8, plus 5 times 2 squared, which is 4, minus 6. Simplifying it further, we get 16 plus 20 minus 6, and then adding these all together, we get 30. So q of 2, which is the value of q when r is equal to 2, is equal to 30.